Check 1 2. This is Jay Moore with the new old heads, and this is episode number 496. On this episode, we talked about the Uncle Murda and Memphis Bleek saga, Big Daddy Kane talking originality and the blueprint to longevity as an artist, YouTube's global head of music and the Recording Academy CEO saying we have to accept AI, and more. Support the show and get the 2-hour uncut episode without ads by becoming a $5 Patreon or YouTube member. Please make sure you click the bell and turn on notifications. See you in the comments. Check 1 2. You know what it is. Episode number 496 of the New Old Heads podcast is live, and I got my people in the building with me. Start off with my man, DJ Diff. How are you, sir?
Salutations. I am great. Thank you.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. And right next to him in the fresh berry bonds, a whole Pittsburgh situation going on. Brother to the night, how are you?
I'm swell, good brother. How are you?
Can't complain. I mean, I could complain, but don't nobody want to hear all that. And then right next to me is Longevity. How are you?
All right.
Okay.
Doing okay.
Yeah.
I'm just happy we can do the show.
Me too.
Because I was out without power for almost 15, 16 hours. So
You know that happened to me last Tuesday?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went and got some B-dubs, and then when I got home, ready to eat my food, power was out.
Yeah. Crying shame.
Yeah.
At least you had some food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and it's rough when it happens during this time of year. Because
Heat.
when that air conditioner, like you're like, oh, no, it's not that bad. And it's like, it only has to be off for about an hour, and that heat and humidity just fills up the house.
Yeah.
It's not it doesn't even feel gradual. It's just kind of.
Yeah.
It's like here, like the basement's a lot cooler than it is up there too. So
Yeah. I still would rather this than the cold.
Uncle Murda and Memphis Bleek had a back and forth of sorts. As veteran artists trade musical battles for internet squabbles over bank accounts and past ties, hip hop is watching its pioneers. I don't know if you can call them pioneers, but trade legacy for digital engagement. Yeah, I don't think Uncle Murda or Memphis Bleek would be considered pioneers here.
They're NPCs.
There's a video here that
no disrespect intended, but I mean,
yeah.
They're NPCs.
Bleak verse I ever fucking like is the one that Jay-Z wrote. The only Bleak verse I ever like is the one that Jay-Z wrote. I ain't never like a Bleak verse that he wrote by himself. Fuck out of here. Niggas ain't no Memphis Bleek fans like that neither. Nigga.
Why do you stand like that?
Now I'm just saying back to that shit, nigga. I'm dead serious.
You on
back to
100
that
right now.
Yeah, I am. I'm on 1,000.
Legit Lenny.
I'm on 1,000. nigga. We can go Bitcoin for Bitcoin, bank account for bank account, and business statements for business statements. And we can do it next week.
Yo, look.
And let's check the transactions. You know how you can scratch it out so nobody wire nobody nothing. Let's see how much money really got. And check the safe. Because we got the safe money too. I got a safe in the crib. And I just took my kids first class flights on Disney. We was in Disney World. I do shit with the kids, nigga. You heard? It was me and 2 of the homies and 13 kids.
What did he say?
Yeah, he didn't really say anything.
What did Memphis Bleek say?
I have no idea what Memphis Bleek said.
Well, even whatever he said didn't really apply to nothing, though.
What did Memphis Bleek say to? We're gonna have to look this up.
Yeah, because that was a lot of animosity. And I take the kids to Disney World.
Yeah.
First class.
Chartered.
Congratulations!
I got a safe in the house.
Yeah. Okay.
What did Memphis Bleek
No
say
regular people
to
with safes in the house.
Uncle Murda?
That was crazy.
He's upset.
He's not happy. Ends can't compete. That's why they talk like that, Bleek said during the interview. If 50 said, I'm stopping for 1 year, these ends would be in a shelter. They shouldn't be allowed to talk about us or anybody when you literally are a dependent. While Bleek didn't mention Uncle Murda, a friend of Yayo and a known 50 Cent NG Unit affiliate, in his comments, the message struck a chord as Murda lashed out at his fellow Brooklynite during an appearance on Gilly the Kid and Wallow's $1 Million Worth of Game, which is what we just watched. Murda, who appeared alongside Jay-Z and Fabulous's 2007 single Brooklyn, was briefly signed to Roc-A-Fella, scoffed at Bleek's perceived financial standing, challenging him to show his receipts.
All right.
So this is based upon Bleek saying people can't compete?
I believe Bleek is straight. That's a billionaire that said he's always going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't. There's that.
All right, so here's some more. Here's some more. Yeah, so Vibe. I've got to address the elephant in the room. Uncle Murda had some comments that came out today. He was blacking ... Bleek says, "I just want to know why he said next week. We got to wait till the first of the month." He says he wants to battle on Bitcoin. Somebody better tell him that Bitcoin is down.
Yeah.
He better jump on some of this AI tech. That's on its way up. Bitcoin is down. I don't have no Bitcoin. I never got paid in Bitcoin. I have everything else too. He said he wants to see how much our businesses make. Yo, this shit is comical to me. Come on down, B. I'll show you payroll and you'll see how much business makes. Show me how many employees you've got working for you and I'll know how much your business makes right there. These guys are crazy, bro. Just talking loud and wrong for nothing. I heard him. He said I got one song. So if I got one out of everything I did, and that's equivalent to one out of everything he did, it's equivalent to none. He needs to get one like me.
Well, this sounds like a big bank take little bank conversation.
Yeah, it's kind of. I just don't.
But I think the initial frustration with Uncle Murda, I think, came from Bleek saying that they're pretty much on the payroll. They're on 50's payroll, and they wouldn't be able to maneuver or do anything unless it was for 50 Cent. That's what I'm kind of grasping on to what caused this conversation to escalate to where it did. And I think the whole family, him talking about he take care of his kids, because I think one interview, Bleek was talking about how y'all need to be with your families and things like that, blah, 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 taking vacations. I think that has something to do with it too. So to me, at the end of the day, this sounds like a big bank take little bank conversation that only, how can I put this? I really don't know how to put it lightly, honestly. It's just one of them things that, honestly, this really has nothing to do with nothing at the end of the day, other than two people that work for or made money with very successful rappers in the game, are speaking from their point of view, so to speak, as how they're set up and their businesses and this, that, and the other. I know, I think Memphis Bleek even talked about how he was part of the liquor that Jay-Z has.
Yeah, Duce.
He's part of that. Of course, Rock Nation, some other stuff that he was bringing up, and now this is his reply to that. I don't really have a.
Well, we got some other questions. I mean, I think this B list, it's like, it's not even like the backup squad on the team. I mean, I guess you could say these are the backup squads on each side, but I don't know. This is like the third string point guard arguing with the other third string point guard.
Yeah.
But how does the trend of the older established artists competing for viral moments like this, which is kind of what that felt like with Uncle Murda. Why are you so angry? I don't know.
Oh, he definitely messed with his pride, calling him broke.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
But competing for viral moments and content clout after, let me rephrase that. How does the trend of older established artists competing for viral moments and content clout affect the way younger upcoming artists value the musical output versus the social media spectacle? Is this going to make younger artists essentially be like, hey, this is how they're doing it. This is how I should do it too? I
think it's actually the opposite.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's the older gentlemen taking notes from what the younger cats are doing.
Yeah.
Because 38 Special just did a record about Jim Jones, and not only like in that
Fool's
record.
Ransom.
Yeah. He was in that. He was talking about
Jadakiss and Fat Joe.
No, he had a bar for Jadakiss.
Right.
He had a whole song about Jim Jones, and not only Jim Jones, but Jim Jones' lady, which could very well turn into something very different.
Right.
So, yeah, man, I don't know, man. These older gentlemen, man, they kind of going crazy.
Well, I think one of the things that it's kind of crazy, you got to almost compete for internet clout and clicks, because you're not competing for spins on the radio. You're not competing for, getting your song in said club, whatever that even means in 2026, when people are not going out and drinking the way they used to. And this is just, it is the older rappers adapting to new media, if you will. Because honestly, they don't have much of a choice. Like Memphis Bleek just put out some new material. You know, I checked it out.
One of them
cool.
actually sounded good.
Yeah. You know, it was all right. Uncle Murda, I've just never really checked for Uncle Murda.
Only thing I've ever heard from him was his wrap-ups that I started seeing after Skills was putting him out.
Yeah, so I mean, I just remember like I was on somebody's mailing list back in my record pool days, and I was like, I don't want not one more Uncle Murda record to come through here. But that's neither here nor there. I just think this is, if you got people like Gillian Wallow who have a platform, and you know they're older cats, they've been through certain things and seen certain things. I don't know what it would be for even younger artists to come see them. I mean, because the only moments I see are when established, or you know, what some people would call old school. Like that's where we are right now, where Bleek is an old school artist.
Okay, I was about to say,
old school is relative.
You talking about Gillian Wallow's platform, or
is that what they were on?
Yeah,
$1 million with
Because that guy, they be having young cats on there all the time.
Okay, maybe because I just don't check for it. I only see it when they talk to people my age.
They be having young cats on there all the time, and they be giving them game.
Because Wallow really does try to like. He's like, yo, I did I have seen that.
He did like 20 years. He actually was trying to get Dirk out of.
Yeah, he tried to get before Thug went in. Yeah. He sat and talked with him.
Those are the moments I see with the younger artists. But they have it because they are, you know, seasoned gentlemen. You know, they can actually sit down and talk with, you know, an Uncle Murda, or if maybe maybe next week they'll talk to Bleek. I don't know. You know, I hope it's not that serious to where they want to put hands and feet on each other. But you know, like these guys come from a different era.
Like, so, with all due respect, man, I don't think that that's what Gillian Wallow's platform is for, because if my memory serves me correct, they try to, you know, build bridges when there are issues like that, because I think that's how Cam and Mace got cool again, is from Mace being on
$1 million worth of game.
Yeah, he was on $1 million worth of game, and then he was explaining how him and Cam fell out, and then Cam saw it, and they actually talked after that.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? So they might. I saw Gilly was on there egging it on, which was funny.
No, that's what Gilly gonna do.
Yeah, it's entertaining, but I don't think. I think these men could have a conversation. I hope it don't come to no fist play or nothing like that, because
they got AARP, man.
You too old.
They need
to be
settle it on a golf course or something like that, man.
Do that. That's where you know, in the corporate world, we settle beefs.
That's why you want to go business for business.
Yeah. Anytime I seen a grown man like acting in that particular type of way that's older than me, it just feels like, what are you doing? Like, I feel like you could probably be moving in a different way here.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, like, let them talk. Like, who cares, man?
It shouldn't affect you in no way, shape, or form. Because, I mean, honestly, if you had enough money to where you actually felt comfortable, you wouldn't want to put it up against nobody else. Indeed. Or you would feel like, I'm way above having to show you what my statements say.
Yeah, like I'm okay. You flew first class with kids like to Disney World. Who cares, man?
Right,
like,
who cares?
I don't
Good for
know.
you, but you know, out to you showing them kids a good time at Disney World.
Yeah, that's cool. But you know, but outside of that, like,
I take care of my kids.
People say that like you're supposed to get an award for it. Look, no, that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, why would I hog tie?
Yeah, why would you hog tie? Not take them kids to Disney World, man.
Has the rise? I mean, this kind of goes with the last question.
You said 13 kids.
That's crazy.
Hold on, because I sent you the clip today where they said fathers should get into Disney World for free.
I need to watch that, because I actually agree with that sentiment. Honestly,
charge the kids,
please, or at least let somebody get a half price on some shit.
I will say the food in there was reasonable, though.
Disney World, Disney World food ain't bad price wise.
It should be for how much
pay $250 to get in.
Yeah.
So, kind of with the social media stuff, has the rise of the podcast era, and I'm going to say specifically, we call ourselves a podcast and we're a talk show, but more of the interview podcast era, has that like kind of permanently reshaped the standards in hip hop for public conduct. You know,
I mean, this ain't nothing new. This is just like we used to watch Jerry Springer back in the day for top tier entertainment at that point in time. And, you know what I'm saying, all of those talk shows, it just moved to the net. I don't think there's a standard that anybody is chasing other than being entertaining and inviting and wanting more people to come check it out at the end of the day. And that's not even just a hip hop standard. That's just an internet standard. If you think about anybody trying to go viral, they try to say some fly shit or some provocative things that make people want to have conversations about it. It's not pinpointed to a hip hop standard, or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just is what it is. It's America.
Yeah. Who cares about dignity?
Yeah.
If it gets clicks.
I mean, sadly, and I'll bring it up again, you know, the only barrier to becoming famous and viral, if you will, I guess some people would say they're one and the same, is your sense of dignity. If you have a strong sense of dignity, there's certain things that you won't do to have that viral moment.
That's why we haven't had a lot of them.
Bring back shame.
No, please, people call that hating.
Mm-hmm. No, it's the shame campaign. We've been trying to bring back shame for at least 3-4 years now.
Yeah. Well, all right. I don't really have anything else on this one. There's, you know, I don't know what else there really is to talk about, except for, who knows, maybe they can squash whatever weird issue they have.
I think it's more inmates run the asylum now. You know what I mean? Like, there's really no real, like, on these platforms or whatever, journalism is not really a thing no more.
That's not what this is. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so it's just,
well, you know,
talking shit.
We've talked about gatekeepers, and at one point, everybody didn't get to be on TV. Now everybody gets to be on TV because YouTube basically is the biggest TV station in the world. Yeah. Okay, so, you know, at one point, if Uncle Murda or Memphis Bleek, they weren't popping like that, you know, musically, they didn't have something that was going to go on Rap City or Yo MTV Raps. Really, those were the outlets. There's another version of Rap City on Much Music, which was a Canadian station. If you might have got that if you had satellite. It really was a situation where if you weren't invited on those 3 platforms, we didn't hear from you. But now everybody gets to have their say. So I don't know if that's bad that there's less gatekeepers, because everybody gets to come on and talk shit and, you know, and potentially make a mockery of, you know, the actual people who are creating art, because they wind up having a viral moment and getting famous more than somebody who's actually created something dope we should actually pay attention to.
Daily.
Yeah, I don't know.
Daily.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't imagine myself being invited to a podcast like that and then, like, spending my time being upset at somebody else.
Talk about another man.
Yeah, how would I talk about myself? I don't know.
I got stocks and bonds.
I don't know.
Bitcoin for Bitcoin
Disney World, man.
I was like, man, don't be.
I
Bitcoin.
got cookies.
Yeah,
my son has cookies.
Yeah. Bitcoin is not thing to be bragging on.
Juice boxes.
Let's move on. Let's move on to something else.
Lunchables.
Cheap teeth.
Shout out to Lunchables, though.
Big Daddy Kane, The Pursuit of Originality in Hip Hop. So in a candid look at his career and final album, Curtain Call, Golden Era architect Big Daddy Kane put rest to legendary rivalries like his media-fueled friction with Rakim, while doubling down on the foundational value that built the genre, relentless originality. So there's a little video here, and then got a couple questions.
I have a documentary called Paragraphs I Manifest, talking about the importance in lyricism. And it's basically focused on the importance of lyrics. You know, it's something I just really wanted to do, hopefully to just educate the younger generation, the new artists that's coming in the game, because I've always felt that, you know, originality is the thing that's going to give you your stay power. You know, following a trend gonna make you hot for the moment, but when that trend is gone, you gone. That originality is gonna be the shit that gives you your stay power.
Okay.
Which contemporary artist today best embody that spirit of unapologetic originality?
Tyler, the Creator. I think he's just the standard bearer for creating music that is something you're like, okay, I'm not sure what I'm going to get here. You know, it was funny. I think Jackson and I were the only two that liked the album that came out last summer. That was like the
dance
Break
album.
the Glass.
Yeah, that I love that record.
Got some cool joints on it, but overall,
yeah. And I just look. I am. Last year when we were talking about the freshmen, and I remember there was one kid who kind of stuck out to me as not being terrible, and he's kind of got a little motion going on this summer. Chief Baby,
yeah,
Do It.
I was about to say Chief Baby Do It. That's how it is.
Yeah, but
that
once
Ghetto
again,
Love Story song is fire.
But
you mean the one that was written by AI?
It
what
is.
was it?
he is one of the ones that said he had AI helping him write shit.
No.
We should. Yeah.
Well,
Scratch that.
well, that
It's like
leads
a-
into
it's
what
like
we're
a-
talking about here.
It's like a super popular song on
Yeah.
TikTok and stuff. Yeah, it's an AI record.
Okay.
I can even go further and add on to what you just said and say Odd Future as a whole. When you think about
What they gave the game.
Frank Ocean, you think about the internet.
Sid.
See, you know what I'm saying? Sid, who's in the internet.
Even film. And movies.
Correct. Yeah, they definitely stand out. Originality, of course, Kendrick. He's original.
That's who I was going to say.
Yeah, he's definitely original. He doesn't have an album to me that sounds like the other ones. I mean, of course, you can hear an influence from other artists, but his approach is definitely in that original lane. You know
I think
what I'm saying?
JPEG Mafia fits in there. I'm not a huge fan, but I think he definitely falls in that. I think Danny Brown falls in that.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of blog era cats, even A$AP Rocky.
Yeah.
At one point in time, although his influence was Bone Thugs' influence, essentially like kind of even Amigos, which is crazy because nowadays a lot of people equate the Migos as creating a flow. When the Migos actually didn't create that flow, obviously people from our era know that there's lots of people that use that style flow.
They
but
flipped it, though.
They flipped it and they added their ad libs to it. But as far as like that 3-part or choppy rap
triplet type
thing, that's been around since Bone
I can't
Thugs and
something to do.
3-6 Mafia.
I was about to say 3-6 said that they stole it from them.
A lot of people, well, even
Twister.
other people down south, Skinny Pimp, all of them used to kind of do that same kind of rap. But as far as being original,
Open Mike Eagle, super original for his style.
Yeah.
He's not super, crazy popular, but he's definitely unique, and he's always been that way. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like kind of Mick Jenkins kind of is in his own way. Again, these aren't like bigger named artists, I feel like the stuff that Black Milk puts out, I feel like he's Chance, yeah. Black Milk's been continually carving his lane very specifically for his entire career, completely. He sounds like him. Like there's nobody who really sounds like him in that particular way.
I think that's the drummer in him.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's very drum focused. But also you can hear the funk and also the genres of that are typically super drum heavy kind of also come out in his stuff as well.
Even outside of rap, like a Thundercat.
Yeah. Flying
definitely.
Lotus.
Flying Lotus.
Yeah, Flying Lotus is I think he's the definition of that.
Can I say Don Toliver?
Yeah.
I don't really know his music too much. So
Yeah, there's not really a lot of people that sound like him.
K Tronada would be one.
Yeah,
Definitely K Tronada.
Don Toliver definitely too, because Don Toliver has actually lent his style to other artists. Even a Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi isn't as popular as he once was, but he did lend his style and his, you know what I'm saying, writership to other artists who help advance their careers. Even a Kanye West, man. I know we don't really talk good about him a lot, but Kanye West has definitely been somebody that's original. There's not another Kanye West in the game.
I'll give him the fact that he tries things.
Yeah.
That's all I can give him because he does writer camps and they feed into him, man. I can't.
Well, even I'm more, when I talk Kanye, I don't talk new Kanye.
Even early Kanye.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
GLC.
First couple albums.
GLC, Consequence.
Yeah.
All of them was helping feeding that machine.
Fest.
Yeah.
He still was creating the vibe and the beats and the
John Bryan.
yeah.
What about, this might be controversial, but what about Georgiana?
I mean, she's original. And if you look up the definition of original, she's right there. Now, is it going to mean original in a standing power type of sense though?
I don't know.
And I think that's more so what Big Daddy Kane was saying. Like somebody that's original is going to stand the test of time based on their originality. The originality still has to be good and sought after.
I guess it just depends on what the metric is, you know, because like I don't like her, but she is unique. You know what I mean?
Touche.
Yeah.
You know,
but she, well, never. I was about to say she reminds me of Playboy Cardi.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's just a white female doing Playboy Cardi type records.
Oh, I never thought of it like that.
maybe with a little bit
is
more.
Cardi the original one?
That's who I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I'm only a fan. I only know his records because of my son.
I would say the artist that started rapping off beat intentionally, whoever they are.
The Detroit style,
Mm-hmm.
where they rap ahead of the beat type of thing. Yeah. I mean,
you know, that's, you know, how many more different ways can you slice a piece of cheese, you know? But that was new, you know?
It
and
was.
I don't like it at all, but.
Look, even when I think about somebody like Larry June.
You know, I don't want to be the one to have to say it, so I'm glad that you did.
No, I mean, because I'm not super. There's a lot of stuff to him I like, but there's just stuff I just like. I was like, I can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definite. Like he's built a core audience based on his vibe and the originality that he's brought to the game.
Yeah, Currency did it too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess you're
You
right.
know, and Dom Kennedy, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like,
kind of spearheaded that.
yeah, kind of feels like it.
I feel like content.
I know you don't agree.
Yeah,
but
content wise, Larry June is definitely original as far as what he's rapping about. He's rapping about health and wellness along with being fly.
There's
you know
more
what I'm
to
saying?
it.
So there's a little more to it, but him being from the West Coast and me being a lifelong West Coast listener, I hear the influence in it, but I do hear the originality in his deliverance and what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And
He's got some stuff I kind of like,
yeah,
but he's a vibe, you know?
Yeah,
Blogger,
man. It's
Dom,
just
yeah.
It's he fell off a cliff. You know what I mean? Like he was headed up, man, and then it just
He was top dog law at one point in time.
and then I just he don't like Dom don't even sound the same to me now. Like his tone and everything is the last 5 years, 6 years, he don't even sound like he did in those early records.
I can give you another one from that era, The Cool Kids.
Yeah.
I listened to their last record too.
But a lot of that's because of Chuck, though.
Yeah.
And Mike went off and started doing some other stuff too, man.
Sure.
Because Mike,
but Chuck's sound, I guess, is why
I'll give you that.
Why I would specifically say that's a little bit different, because a lot of people were kind of rapping like they were rapping, but
Chuck had a trend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was the sounds that he was using at the time. They were throwback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was taking you. It was
like
old
modern
school
throwback.
music. Yeah, it was old school music with a new twist.
Yeah.
So,
very minimalist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then that got old. It was kind of like a trend, and it just wore off.
Hell, even T-Pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't leave him out because, I mean, a lot of people use his style or what he
about to say.
brought
Future
to the
took
game.
his style and
but nobody was doing it like T-Pain for a minute.
No.
yeah.
No,
Like if you turned on the radio, it was T-Pain influence
Everywhere.
and he was taking over every song. Every song he was featured on, he was killing it.
Yeah.
It was people from real hardcore hip hop artists to Justin Timberlake jumping on remixes. It's just crazy how, I mean, how long is this? What, 10, 12 years ago now?
Shit, probably longer than that.
Yeah, like Bayou, once he hit.
Damn. Hold
Wow,
on.
now
About 15 years ago.
It's probably 20.
Yeah, it's 20.
It's 20 now because this was when I was rocking the Ice Lounge.
But the thing that kind of set him
So,
off different, the thing that set him different was the fact that he he leaned all the way into his thing.
Yeah.
You know, he did something, he like broke something intentionally, and it became, you know, like he didn't need it either. Like he's just like, no, this is gonna be my thing.
Yeah.
I think outside of that, John, I feel like Radiohead kind of did that when they changed their style a little bit in the early 2000s. You know,
Well, there's a reason why we still kind of talk about Cool Keith.
yeah, that's fair.
Just because, you know, even, I mean, and I would say that even with De La Soul.
They
You know,
definitely were original.
because like you got to think about when they put out Potholes in My Lawn, what the hip hop landscape looked like. You know, like when they did that video for Me, Myself, and I, like the people who are in the classroom with them, that's what hip hop looked like.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on the outside looking in.
Well, a certain
There was a transitioning
form,
that was
of
the
hip-hop,
transition that was happening.
Absolutely, yeah.
From the people who are wearing the gold chains and in the athletic wear to the people who were kind of more
Eclectic.
Afrocentric, and then just kind of like, oh, we're regular too, just with our jeans and our button-up shirts, not button-up in the way that Jay-Z did the button-ups later on, but
these
just
were like floral.
Just another layer to the culture.
yeah. If you look at the Can I Kick It video, like these are just guys. These people were a lot
Thrifters.
closer to what I was wearing at the time, just being a black kid in suburbia than,
because it
than
was
anything else.
They identify with another hip hop crowd, and they also influenced the Tribe, who influenced Outkast, you know what I'm saying? It continues to go on and on. So
That was a different day, though. That's when hip hop had to be. You had to be original, in order to even get on. You know what I mean? Now,
ideally, yeah.
Now everybody is chasing a dollar. You know what I mean? So
Chasing a sound and an aesthetic.
And a dollar. You know what I mean? That's what, because it's a somebody sets a trend and everybody takes that trend and run with it.
Well, I think I blame some of that too on fans, because there was one point in time where we didn't allow everybody to sound the same. Record companies was trying to give you the same with artists that sounded exactly like this artist, but we was like, nah, we don't want that. They sound like they biting off of them. And then it kind of evolved into like, well, it's just, I like how it sounds, so I'm rocking with it regardless. I think that has to do with the fans accepting it. If they never accepted these carbon copies of these other artists, then we wouldn't be where we are right now as far as originality is concerned.
Another thing was, back then, collaboration wasn't really a thing as much as it is now. You know what I mean?
Like, you know how exciting it was when Burn Hollywood Burn came out and it was Public Enemy and Ice Cube on the same record with Big Daddy Kane?
Yeah.
My goodness. I didn't know what to do.
Or not even just fans, the internet in itself. Even you brought up, Tyler, the Creator. Tyler, the Creator spoke on this, actually. And he talked about how the originality changed in artists because we can't even pinpoint where people are from anymore based on the internet. Like, you can log onto the internet, everybody's talking the same. Regional slang becomes slang on both coasts because you're consuming it on the internet, and that originality and that sound that was true and dear to where you're from is lost based on your being influenced by everybody on the internet. And that has a lot to do with it as well.
So what specific artistic traits allow the modern standouts, more specifically, to carve out their own lane today in this increasingly saturated market?
You got to focus on you at the end of the day.
I think that's the starting point, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the starting point, but that alone is not gonna. That's not. You can be weird. Nobody will care.
Just one of the traits. You know what I'm saying? Not the end all be all.
Yeah.
But like, that's definitely one. I don't
consistency.
I don't even think it's consistency. I think that's part of it when it comes to later on. When you're first getting established, like the fact that, you know, like I said, I'm just going to go back to Tyler because that's where I started. There was nothing about him that said, okay, we're going to make sure this kid performs at the Grammys and, you know, see if we can work his record on. There's nothing about that. He literally has been, for lack of a better term, doing him his entire career.
Consistent.
Yeah. So he hasn't been influenced to try to make that record that is going to be, okay, we got a song of the summer from Tyler. Now, maybe I had a song in the summer from Tyler, but like that was me because I like Tyler and I like different shit. But I think by and large, he's been himself this entire time. And he hasn't been, no one's pulled him aside and said, hey, if you do this, maybe we can get you in a Balenciaga ad. And I don't know, maybe he's got that coming up and I don't know anything about it.
He's like old school cars.
But to Byron's point, I do think consistency is absolutely a piece. Yeah. If you're not consistent, then nobody's going to pay attention to you.
Like you come out gangster one day and then next day it was like, oh, I'm throwing hammer pants.
Well, just even, but just even consistent in the eyes of just being like doing stuff, like being who you are and being in the public eye and making your art and continually making your art. Like I think it's a combination. Like, sure, you have to be who you are, but you have to be consistent at whatever that is to the point where like you can beat it down people's, that's it into people.
Like. We were speaking about Larry June earlier, and that's how I became a fan. The first record I heard from him was Sock It To Me. And then another 3 to 4 months later, he gave me another tape. And then another 3 to 4 months after that, he gave me another one. And all of this stuff was consistently jamming.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, shit, buddy got a fan of me now.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
But he falls off after the first one. You're just like, all right, that was just like a one-off. Maybe I'll still check him. But
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, consistency I think is super. I think consistency and momentum. Which kind of play into each other. It's like once you are consistent, you know who you are. You make your records. You're consistently making them, and then when that momentum hits, whatever that is, you just continue to be consistent. I think those things are.
And continue to be inspired too. I mean, because a lot of people fall off because they get complacent in what they're doing and they kind of lose the love for what they're doing. But you have to continue to find things to inspire you. And who was that was here? Odyssey actually brought it up that every time he goes to a new city, he walks around the city, kind of absorb it and, you know what I'm saying, try to pick up different things. I feel like if you lose the love for what you had that got you there, it's always going to show in your work.
I think you have to actually enjoy being an artist too. I think that's a big piece of this because like if you continue to do the thing, let's say you put out 2-3 projects, you think you're doing well, you got a little bit of a buzz, but like not a lot of people are checking you out in the way that you think that you should. If you don't really love it, you're going to stop.
Yeah.
And the way that the world is kind of set up, it's not set up so that just because you're good at the thing you do that you're going to get noticed.
Or everybody's going to keep paying attention to you.
Yeah. And so you kind of have to be a little bit, I don't know, masochistic is the right word, but you kind of have to be a little bit, you have to be a glutton for punishment and understanding that like this isn't going to happen overnight. This is something that I enjoy to do. I'm going to continue to do it. And I'm going to continue to get better at it because this is the thing that I want to do. But once you start comparing yourself to others and you start seeing like, if you're somebody who, is not to throw Georgie, because we talked about it a little bit, not to throw Georgiana out there, but if you somebody who like legitimately cares about your craft in a very particular type of way, and then you hear something along the lines of a Georgiana, which kind of feels like she's trolling, and then people got behind her because she was trolling, and sure, you can... whatever you want to put to that. But like, you can get very much discouraged by the fact that like, here's this person out here who has no type of formal training in anything that she's doing. Doesn't seem to really, she's just out there and she caught lightning in a bottle. And if you compare yourself to that, you're going to detract from the things that I think maybe that the benefits that you do bring to it.
It can be disheartening.
Yeah, absolutely. I know people that's where the lash out comes from. That's why artists say, screw her. I don't like her. Why is she doing this? It's because like so many people are upset that she's taking up space, and something that they don't believe that she should be taking up space. And I get it, and I'm not using her as an example, but like there's a lot of artists that are kind of like this.
But that's when if you are confident in who you are, you show up and you do what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Because her coming here will bring a certain type of level of attention here. You know what I mean? And use those eyes and do your best.
Yep. You got to do you. To the very first point, right? Be unapologetically who you are. and just be consistent at that and wait for that time. And when that time comes, then use that momentum to keep going. So, but I do think like it's very easy to see the success of somebody else in this landscape that we're in and just think, man, I maybe I just don't got it. And it's like, that's not necessarily the case with art.
You know, and there are plenty of people who, you know, drove their car all the way to Hollywood, you know, went on every audition. And then there's somebody who just kind of might have walked in on accident.
Steve Gutenberg.
And then they get the part that defines their career. Yeah. You know, it's not fair, but it's just sometimes the way it happens.
Yeah. You know, and you can't let that affect your movement, you know.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that's why sometimes the phrase hard work pays off doesn't necessarily actually equate to fact, because some people didn't work very hard and got to where they are, and it understandably so makes people that have worked hard envious of them.
Yeah. And I get it.
Yeah, I saw remember the show Girlfriends?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She played Tony on the show. She said like Girlfriends was like her first audition.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And, you know, wound up being on the show for 5 years.
Jill Marie Jones.
Yes, indeed.
You are now listening or watching the New Old Heads podcast. Our official 1-hour episode is released every Saturday at noon Eastern, where we share our exclusive uncut 2-hour episode to our YouTube members and Patreon members early every Wednesday. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Indie City and Vinyl, Decademics, and Bringing Down the Band. And most importantly, you. You can support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads, where we embrace the new, respect the old, and remain ahead.
Can music and tech build the future of AI together? That's the premise of the question here. So at Future Forum 2026, Recording Academy CEO Harvey Mason Jr. and YouTube Global Head of Music, now Lear Cohen, took to the stage to address the complex intersectionality of artificial intelligence and music, insisting that industry-wide collaboration, rather than existential conflict, is the only way forward.
AI is ubiquitous in production of pop and R&B and some hip-hop genres of hip-hop music, period. It's everywhere. Every producer, every songwriter, every studio that I've been in, or people that I've worked with, every single one of them is using AI. Do you doubt that?
Why is that bad?
Every single one, though.
It's not bad.
I thought you said get real.
I just want to make sure everybody understands, because there's a lot of champions for human music only, and people feeling like AI is not using AI is cheating, or that's not music if it's coming out of AI. And we talked about this. We've both been through it, where people have said a lot of genres that we've worked on is not music, sampling is not music, machines and synthesizers is not music,
not
AI is not music. So I just want to make sure the room is aware, from somebody who's still in the studios almost every day, late at night, when you go into these rooms where they're creating music, AI is being used. They're prompting it, they're using it for lyrics, they're using it for chord progressions, they're using it for drum beats, they're using it to reproduce old songs. This is what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, he can be wrong. That's cool.
No, because he's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, so
I don't think he's wrong about seeing it. I think
no, for sure.
He's right there, and I don't disbelieve him on that.
No, I fundamentally disagree with that this should be a standard thing. But anyways, let's pose the question. Do these industry leaders make a valid point about building a collaborative AI future? Or does their optimism overlook the financial and creative risks facing everyday artists?
I think it's definitely the latter. You know, when you're talking about the end of session musicians, the end of people who actually know how to use an SP12 machine or whatever, you know, I don't know the names, you know, MPC.
Yeah.
Because you've been able to prompt it into doing those same things. That's, I don't care what the end result is. It's not good for the creative process. It's not good for the future of music. I kind of cringe when I hear people say things like this, even though I feel like he's being real, because the toothpaste is out of the tube and you're not going to get it back in.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You know, but I think there needs just to be some guardrails. Like, I got an email from Tidal like a couple of weeks ago about like where they're going to basically, if any AI was used in the songs that are uploaded to their situation, they're going to make you aware of it. Yeah. And honestly,
That's dope.
That's really as close to the guardrail as we have.
I'm okay with that though.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I just don't want it to be. I don't want it. I want it. It needs to be specifically like it needs to let people know if there's AI in it.
Or if it's all like, the girl who was all proud of herself on CBS, we talked about a few months ago, where she was like, oh, I created this whole AI artist. The voice is not real. The lyrics are written by a computer. The production is all done. Like,
is it that Joy Rhodes?
I didn't commit her name to memory.
Whoever.
She sounded like everybody else would be doing it. I think that her only thing was like she was writing songs
lyrics
and having it sing it.
Okay.
But like with these dudes, it's easy for them to say that because they're in a position to where they're going to benefit and make money off of it regardless.
It's their position.
You know what I'm saying? They're chairmen, they're owners, they're already fixed in the music business to a point where whatever happens from here on out is not going to affect them negatively because they're moving the pieces around. They're not approaching this as the actual artist that they used to go look at and sign based on just pure talent. They're looking at it as, well, I can scratch off having to do a lot of my work as far as trying to find artists and just get an artist that kind of knows what they're doing and put them in a room with AI influences. So that, I feel like that's their point. They're kind of tone deaf and not necessarily in this for the love of the music.
What's that going to do for concerts?
Nothing.
I think what one thing that's very important with this conversation is to define to what extent are we talking about AI, right? Because there are depending on what you want to call AI. I mean, you could call stems AI. Ableton released a brand new stems thing built within it to where you can right click on a song and it will go through and it will process and it will separate the drum beat from the vocals, from the melody, from whatever, right?
Yeah.
The bass. That's technically a form of AI in a type of way. But that is used in a very particular type of way to still craft, that isn't to the extent of some other things. There are MIDI chord packs out there. There are things that are developed all the time. Like there's a thing called, what's the MIDI chord thing called? Expressive chords. There's a thing called expressive chords, which is a Max for Live device with Ableton that you press, there's a whole bunch of presets and it will just play chords for you. You can also adjust the strum. So I think from one perspective, yes, there are tools built into it that help the process that artists that are already artists will use that help the process in general. And I think that is fine. What I have a problem with is the protections that should be in place for the artists that are still creating stuff and them getting, there has to be guardrails. There has to be regulations around it. There has to be some sort of thing that signifies, that tells people, like, did you use generative AI? Generative AI is realistically, in my opinion, when we talk about AI, that's the thing. It's like, did you put in this prompt and did it generate something for you? Generative AI is extremely problematic. AI that's a part of a tool, that's a part of something, that's a completely different type of thing.
Yeah, I know how you brought up sampling and was saying that was like, one of the issues back in the day. Yeah, it's definitely not the same.
I've seen firsthand where it has taken over an industry, and this is in reality TV. I was watching Netflix the other day, one of those dating shows, and every time they had a segment, there would be a song that matched directly with what was going on in that previous scene. And I was like, they're using AI. You know what I mean? So I could see this being something that happens with licensing for records and stuff now. They're no longer going to be using regular music. They're going to create original music just for these scenes right now. And that will probably generate an AI artist. So,
which is the problem with this in general, is that the corporate owners, see, just here, YouTube Global Head and Recording Academy, it's like two major companies here.
And what's crazy even about that is the couple of them got caught stealing music from YouTube. which, you know what I'm saying, obviously that's a violation.
Scrape
But
it.
like, if as an artist that doesn't use AI, you're at a disadvantage because AI is still taken from you.
Yeah.
And pretty much teaching itself to sound like and emulate your style. So I mean, yeah, I don't see how this is a win for anybody. I mean, obviously AI is here and it's not going anywhere, and it should be used within, you know what I'm saying, with caution and within reason, versus just on allowing it to just create, like you said, putting in a prompt and whatever it spit out, that's the song. That's not creative at all.
Yeah.
And anybody that feels like they can get behind that ain't in the best interest of music.
It's all in the focus of capital.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and accumulating capital. You know, I always talk about capitalism, but I mean that's what it is. You know, it's like it's more so focused on what is best for the consumption and everything, and it's not what's necessarily best for the experience.
Yeah.
The experience and what's best for the labor, which the labor is the people making the music. You know?
Damn, the artist, like, what does it say for humanity?
Yeah.
Where when computers are generating music to make people feel emotion.
Matrix.
Especially in an industry.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, if we're going to go that far, you know, we already don't value music and art in society.
Mhm.
And so, like, if we take it a step further, we have corporations that are extrapolating, pulling even more value from art, removing the artist completely, and then it's just being generated by machines. I mean, you can say that that there are producers that are like, you know, making these things, but at the end of the day, it's like it just undercuts everything. It undercuts everything, and it makes, you know, you mentioned licensing. That's something I've been thinking about, talking about. I had that as soon as that came out, I was like, oh, that's exactly what I would use it for. If I didn't have any morals and shit, you know, that's exactly what I would do. I was like, yeah, absolutely. Write that prompt in. It's just going to make that product that much easier. But you know what that's also going to do? Residuals. That's how a lot of musicians eat. You know, that's going to cut back on people that are not only the thing is it's not just the artists that are making this stuff. It's also the people that are creating these databases that are talking to all these different companies and saying, hey, I got an artist that has something for that. Let me dip into this folder over here for this artist, dip it into their pocket. And it's just going to be just like one person that they're going to pay minimum wage to sit and just prompt some stuff.
As opposed to the person who controls all the sync licensing.
Yep.
Professional prompter.
Yeah.
Yep.
$45,000 a year.
So with these generative platforms, which again specifically, the thing that I have a problem with is, number one, the artists there needs to be a couple things. If this is going to exist and everything's out of the bottle, cool, label it. Needs to be labeled. People need to be able to very easily know what they're doing, and two, pay the artist that helped generate this thing. There needs to be residual royalties.
Forever.
Yeah, exactly. Forever. You know, like every single time something is played, I want my 0.00004 cents.
Yeah, I want all that.
But with generative platforms,
all the fries you can give me.
Making it easier than ever to prompt full tracks in seconds, how does the rapid increase of AI-generated content affect how listeners discover and value human-made music on streaming platforms?
I've noticed they ain't even paying attention.
They don't care.
Yeah, because literally, this is another topic about the website that we want to discuss. Wink, wink. They had this artist, and I see people commenting on the artist, and they're talking about it like they really don't know that it's AI. They have no clue. It's like, are y'all really that stupid that y'all ain't paying attention? A couple people was just like, I don't care, it's slap. So it's to the point where whether it's AI or not, people are going to consume it regardless, based on just, you know what I'm saying, not having a filter when it comes between real and fake. We are literally in the matrix right now.
And quiet as kept, I think that page that you're talking about is all AI. You know what I mean? You get the premise and you just run it through AI.
Yeah.
Post it. And
Well, I think one of the things that Byron said is just kind of as the fact that we might have to have these emotional experiences with these things that were completely generated by AI, and that's going to be something that I think is going to be really sad.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's going to eat at people's souls in a way that I don't think they're aware of.
Agreed.
To where you're having this you had your first kiss or your first fight or whatever, something happened, and it was to a song that was generated by a computer that just stole things from other things. And once again, there's people who are like, oh, I don't care, but at the same time, you should care a great deal. I mean, like anytime you watch a biopic and you see, oh, that's how they recorded so-and-so song. And, even if there are some extras put on it, it's still like very cool to see, oh, those are the decisions that were made to create this song that has been, played at people's weddings and become, a part of just American culture.
I just watched Ray the other day.
Oh, yeah. And then like
hit the road, Jack.
You're not going to have those moments with my buddy was sitting there with his MacBook and he piped in this, that, and the third, and that's the song that you played at your graduation.
No, I mean, I feel like you got points, both of y'all do, but in the same time, I think we're giving too much credit and credence to humans because they really don't give a.
No, that's what we're saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's
like
what I'm saying,
even with songs that are written by humans, they still ain't listening to them. Like what's his name? Not Paul Bailey. What's the name from Earth, Wind and Fire?
Philip Bailey.
Philip Bailey. He talked about the reasons,
and
how people play that song at their weddings.
But he's talking about a one night stand.
He's talking about cheating. You know what I'm saying? And people are playing that. They're not lit. They're getting a feel
the melody,
for what's going on. The melody.
People say, here, the closer I get to you. It's like, that's not a song you should play at a wedding.
Now, what I will say, the point that you made stands for an overall type of acceptance. So, like, if we're accepting AI, it might start at music. We already know that they're modifying our food and things of that nature. More things that we accept as AI, the further away we're going to get away from as far as being connected to humanity, because you're not going to experience the same thing that you're supposed to experience as a human being based on everything's artificial. So like even without the music, the food, VR headsets where you just put it on and you experience wherever you're going to be at, and who's to say that won't turn into vacation spots? Like the world is so up, you got to put on a VR and pay
Ready Player One
60. Yeah, you got to pay $60-$70 to go on vacation. All your friends got on their VR headsets, and then you're experiencing artificial food and drinks and shit.
Nah,
while
man.
You got it on.
Wally.
Your body gonna tell you different though. Your body gonna be able to tell you you not at no beach. Your skin gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
But you know what's it's the idea of this is
Dopamine.
good enough. No, just the idea of this is good enough.
Sims.
Yeah.
It's real life sim shit.
Look, there are people who watch people play Madden instead of actually watching a football game.
Yeah,
People that are good at
there are
Madden.
people that'll watch a football game instead of go play a football game.
Well, there you go.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think there's a place for it. Maybe. I feel like it's detrimental in general to the human experience. But if AI exists in a place to where if I look at this from a Karl Marx perspective, and we have robots and AI doing the work that people don't need to be doing so that humans can go and do the things that they want to do. And it's not such, not everything is required to like we don't need to make art to make money. Then it's not a big deal. But the fact that we're in a position right now to where like artists they matter and they exist. And in this particular, until we reach that point, this is destroying an industry.
Man,
and so
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
What is that going to do for creative outlets? You know what I mean? Like they did it they were trying to do it with what is it? What were they doing it? during COVID, it was the digital tokens.
EFTs.
EFTs. Yeah. NFTs was like,
man, that was some bullshit.
Yeah, it was electronic art that you could keep for whatever. So
a bunch of apes dressed in some bullshit.
Yeah, it was them doing it was a small way for electronic or
non-fungible tokens,
a way to create digital art to really take away from artists. So that was,
I don't think it was so much that, but it was a way for, if say that art is sold again, like the originator was able to still see revenue.
But you can't do that.
Some kind of key involved.
It's not tangible.
Yeah, it was.
Well, they made it tangible to where like the coding on this would specify.
How do you code a painting?
Well, I mean, if it's on the web, there's, what I'm saying, back end, you can go in there and see
I'm talking about actual something where somebody put paint to brush to canvas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not doing.
Yeah, you got to get all your money up front.
The code is the signature.
Yeah,
but I think that was a social experiment to see how people would buy into it, and a lot of people did buy into it. A lot of people lost a house in the farm on that shit too.
Yeah. I think if that's the way the digital world is going, I think it is. It does show equity in the sense that, like, if I make a song, people can buy into this song. They can have ownership, equity within this song. The artist could sell bits and pieces of it. It's almost just like selling it on there's nothing different from selling your music and 1,000 people who ever buy this song, they get percent of ownership of it, which means that they're invested into it.
Like the Packers.
I don't know what that is.
The Packers.
Oh yeah, you can buy shares of the.
Oh yeah. So you can buy shares of it, but it's as opposed to like a streaming company where my song can be out there just streaming and there's a middleman in between, right? Mm-hmm. So I think
that's a dope idea.
It makes sense from a digital perspective. It didn't jump off, and I don't think that translates into the real world unless you have like a barcode or something. Mm-hmm. But no, I think it's just for the digital world. Digital art.
None of you bought an NFT back in the gold rush.
I had longevity something ETH or something back in the day.
Okay.
I didn't buy any NFTs, but
I didn't buy any monkey paintings with army hats on.
I bought a homie of mine's NFT.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it was stupid. A lot of it felt dumb.
Because at one point they were trying to sell like NBA highlights.
I bought those.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you have some you own right now?
Whoever was the rookie I bought several Pacer players and a couple throwback player NFTs or whatever. And
what they call NBA Pop Shot or something like that.
Yeah, and I think I ended up getting a small change check from the NBA. Yeah, it was change.
It wasn't even $4.
No,
but I think that's the thing that I do like about the idea is it's from this like it's like super equitable, right? Mm-hmm. Like you buy into the thing, and it's trying to pay the people, the creators. So I just mentioned the Mark stuff, right? But it's like people creating it, the labor is the value, as opposed to the system we're in now, to where like everything is owned by the capital owners. Everything is owned by, who profits from this? Lear Cohen and all them, Harvey Mason Jr. I don't know what the Recording Academy, how they make money necessarily, but these big companies are going to make way more money than the artists are. So I like that idea of it. It's kind of reshifting and redistributing the wealth a little bit in a way that kind of makes a little bit of sense. But still, I don't think that's
No, that's not. That's not their intention.
Yeah.
When they talk about
that's why there was
things.
pushback to it as well.
Yeah.
They just want that money.
I don't know, man. I think, AI is here, and as opposed to, planting a bunch of bamboo around the data centers and, stuff like that, it's coming. You know what I mean? And unless we have like serious regulation around it, it's going to be here. But I do think that I think at the very bare minimum, I just want to know. I want a very clear, distinctive thing on anything that has AI that's a part of it. I just want it to be like, this is AI. This is AI. Because as an artist, that makes me feel a little bit better about putting stuff out into the world, to where like I know that people aren't going to confuse my stuff with potentially having AI. They know immediately that it's going to be like a person. And, I think that little bit of it, even though it's crumbs, I think that's better than nothing.
Yeah, I have noticed too that like even online when people post stuff, it says AI content. Even if you can't tell that it's AI, it'll have it at the top of the post if you're looking for that.
Yeah.
So there is, you know what I'm saying, the fine print, so to speak, when it comes to it. Because I mean, people are out here eating off that AI. Like there's OnlyFans chicks whose all of their content is AI.
Yeah.
And people were so stupid
out there wishing them a good morning and sending them money.
Yeah. What the hell?
Well, I think
it's crazy.
It's crazy when we talked about NFTs. Now I almost think, and it's not the very same concept, but almost if you have any piece of art out there, if you have a song or a scene from a movie, almost all of that is kind of a non-fungible token. Because since AI can't build anything on its own, it's taking that from somewhere.
Sure.
And so, you know,
that's essentially what we're asking for as artists.
Yeah. So if they can build all this other shit, they can build the apparatus
absolutely
that says, okay, when they created this song, it stole this from Jay-Z, it stole this from Longevity, it stole this from Pope Adrian Bless, it stole this from Stevie Wonder to create whatever.
Well, they're doing whatever.
And so then that's how you distribute the money.
Yep. See, what they're doing is they're doing whatever they can.
The shit out of them.
They're doing whatever they can to cut corners. Just like they can build these facilities, these AI facilities or data centers, and not have to use the water supply. They can use other forms of coolant, but it costs a lot more money. So they would rather deplete the water supply in a community because it's cheaper for them to do that. Mind you, they don't live in these communities.
Of course not.
So there's things that they can do to safeguard people and things and even this technology, but it's not as financially beneficial to them. So they refuse to do it essentially.
Look, let AI really take over, and it's going to realize that I don't want to live here in the hood. That's where they want to put all the data centers. I want to live by the water.
And watch the water.
And then all of a sudden, it's be like, we weren't going to build this by the water, but something when the planning changed, and Skynet decided it wants to live by the water just like you want to live by the water.
Skynet.
And they about to start awakening all them aliens that's in the water.
Because there's definitely some aliens in the water.
I believe it.
Y'all know how much of the water we have not explored?
We know more about space than the ocean.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Because every time there's like a tsunami or something, stuff washes up. We're like, what the hell is that?
I'm telling you, they still finding new shit.
Species.
Yeah. They just found a new, I can't remember what animal it was. This was actually a land creature.
That's what happened
2
to
weeks ago.
Went down with that Xbox controller.
What? Oh, yeah. No, that's
talking about in that submarine.
That wasn't even an Xbox controller. They had that shitty Logitech controller that you get when you get a laptop.
They got their brain squished. They went down too far.
It was a little alien that came in there and said, I'll take you.
We thank y'all for tuning in to episode 496 of the New Old Heads podcast, and we really appreciate the support. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, Patreon, and all other streaming platforms. If you would like to get the pure uncut, because that's what I call it, do the $5 holla, and you can check it out. Till next time, peace.